Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I am actually here early in the morning at the San Diego Rock and Roll Marathon. I'm going to be running about the first half marathon I've ever really run. I've sort of run this distance before, but I just signed up yesterday, just on a whim, just saw that they were doing this and said, oh, can I sign up? And I signed up. So this is going to be interesting. We'll see. This will be pretty fun. I figured I would do a video and show you a little bit about how the half marathon goes, and maybe talk a little bit about the idea of doing things that might make you uncomfortable and that you're not expected for, or that you're not really ready for yet. I'm sort of diving in over my head here since I've never actually run half marathon before or trained for this at all. I've been, of course, running, like 7 to 9 miles a few times a week, so I don't think it'll be a problem, but I definitely didn't specifically train for it. I was going to sign up for the full marathon, but they're just completely sold out. You got to buy those tickets pretty far in advance. But anyway, I'll show you as I'm going throughout the day. It's about like almost 4 a.m. You got to get up little past 4 a.m. You got to get up pretty early to avoid the traffic here, but the race starts at 6:15 a.m. All right, I'll see you at the race. All right, get started. Almost halfway there. More than halfway. Whew. 3 more to go. Almost there. 2 more. That's it. All done. Whew. All right. So I finished. You can see I got the medal here, and I decided to stop shooting video because I was pretty tired and it was pretty crowded. So I figured I'd just finish up the video when I got home. So I did the whole run. Well, let me tell you about the run, and then I'll talk a little bit about kind of diet, nutrition stuff. So the run was good. It was crazy. I never did a half marathon before, never attempted really that distance. So that was pretty cool. I wasn't sure if I could do it. I thought I probably could because I've been running about 7 to 9 miles a day, like 4 times a week. So I figured 13.1 wouldn't be too hard. It was harder than I thought. There were a lot of hills. It was pretty crazy. I had no idea that there'd be that many people. I mean, you think about it until you see it. So that was interesting. It was also interesting the corrals they had. They had like all these groups, and even though the race started at like 6:15, they released different groups every 2 minutes or so. So I didn't actually run until like an hour later when I started my run. So lots of hills. That was a little unexpected, but luckily I did a little bit of hill training the last couple of weeks. I ran up to this Mount Soledad. You can probably watch the video if you haven't seen already, where I talk about the War of Art, or not the War of Art, what is it? The 33 Laws of War. But yeah, so overall it was pretty good. I think the last 3 miles were killer. Up to mile 10 I was pretty much fine, and then that last mile was just like killer. That always happens though when you know that you're at the end. I didn't want to do a super long video. I only did a few clips from the race because if you've already seen my 5K run video, I didn't want to do another one just so quickly afterwards. But it was a good experience, a new milestone for me. I never thought I'd be running a half marathon, if you listen to Get Up and Code podcast when I did that, I used to run like 5Ks for such a long time, like 3-4 years, 3 times a week, and I never got any faster, it never got any easier. But when I started adding more distance, not only did I start to enjoy running, which I actually like running now, but I was getting faster and it was becoming easier. So apparently you need to add more distance, otherwise you don't get the benefits. I ran my goal was to finish in under 2 hours, and according to my phone and my Apple Watch, I did, because it says that my Strava app said that I ran 13.6 miles in the marathon, or the half marathon is 13.1. So I would have easily beat that time. According to the official race time, I am at 2 hours and 2 minutes. So I'm guessing that the difference in the distance is around the corners. Maybe I didn't cut the corners quite as sharp as I should have. And then also I was zigging and zagging a lot. I estimated that I was going to finish, when they asked me, 2 hours and 30 minutes. So they put me in kind of like corral number 28 out of like 30 something. So I had to pass a lot of people. So I think that zigging and zagging probably added, over 13 miles, added probably half a mile to my overall. But I'm happy with that. I'm fine with the official time being 2:02. I know that I ran it under that. My average pace ended up being just over like 9-minute miles, like maybe 9:16, which I'm pretty dang happy with, because normally I would run, I used to run like 10-minute miles, 10 and a half. So to be able to run at a half marathon at that pace, I was pretty happy. I'd like to, if I do this again, I'd like to bring it under all of the miles under 9. It's a little bit difficult for me to do because I am 210 pounds about, so I'm 6'3", so I'm carrying a lot of weight to go. But major respect for all of you that actually run full marathons. When I got to the finish line after 13.1 miles, and I was like, man, this is the halfway point for a full marathon. I'm like, wow, that's gonna be tough. I'll probably do one. Probably need to train for it. This one I didn't really train for. I just, at the spur of the moment yesterday, actually, I had seen that there were sign-ups. They had the expo downtown in San Diego, and I was like, I'm just gonna sign up for the half marathon. So I did, and then I ran it the next day. So I figured I could do it because I've been running, but it was definitely fun. And it's kind of interesting, I was gonna talk about this idea of like just getting yourself in over your head, because I just signed up for it. I was like, I'm going to run the half marathon. And sometimes when you do that, it forces you to perform. That's one of the benefits of, I think this is why people pay like $160, $200, $300 to run a marathon. Seems kind of silly to pay someone for you to put yourself through a bunch of pain. But it's the experience, it's the people that you're around that are pushing you, that the experience is causing you to perform, because you've committed to this thing, and so you end up enhancing your performance. And so I think there's a huge benefit to that, and you can use that to your advantage when you commit to things and you make sort of snap decisions where you go in over your head. Not that you don't make that, not that you should make bad judgment calls, but sometimes making those snap decisions and committing, getting in over your head, can have a big benefit. You just if you are thinking about doing something, but for some reason you're hesitant or whatever, just do it. Just commit, and then it's going to force you to perform. Sometimes that's valuable. So anyway, yeah, good experience. It was fun. I'll probably do more of these now that I've done this. And as far as diet, I decided to not really break the diet, sort of. I was fasted the whole time running, right, in ketosis. So I basically ran without any food. So you can run in a fasted state 13.1 miles, a half marathon. I did it, and I did it with decent time, for me. I know a lot of you are like, man, 6-minute mile is a decent time, not a 9-minute mile. But for me, I'm happy with that. But yeah, did that totally fasted, and then I decided I was supposed to fast rest of the day until 5, and be in ketosis. But I decided to go ahead and just eat. I felt like I could use some protein and some carbs, so I decided to go ahead and do that. I figured after that kind of extensive training that leg muscles and stuff would benefit from that. So I don't know, but I'm not going to eat the rest of the day today, and I'll be fasting until 5 or till my workout tomorrow. So anyway, that's it. I don't have a lot to add to it. It was fun, great experience. Definitely you know, something I would do again. I'll probably do a full marathon at some point. I gotta start training for that. I don't think you can just sign up for a full marathon without doing any training, or you know, specifically training for it. But we'll see. I think if I just start taking some of my long distances, like when I do, I'll probably up my regular miles to 9 miles every time I run. So I'll run 3 times a week at 9 miles, and then probably an additional time a week where I'll run like maybe somewhere between 10 and 20 miles, and then I should probably be ready for a marathon. So anyway, that's all I got for this video. If you like the channel, subscribe. Talk to you next time. Take care.